Plaintiff Tracey Spears let a coworker drive her car. Now the car is destroyed and she's suing for $5,000. Defendant Sherica Williams claims it was the car's bald tires and not her driving that caused the accident. And she's countersuing for $360 for traffic tickets.
Yes.
Case 40 on the docket, Spears versus Williams.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Ms. Spears, you are suing the defendant, Ms. Williams, in the amount of $5,000 for car damages. And you, the defendant, Ms. Williams, you are suing the plaintiff in the amount of $360 for vehicle violations. I assume that means traffic tickets.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, why don't we start with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm here today because Ms. Williams totaled my vehicle and destroyed my life.
Tell me about it.
Me and Ms. Williams, we're co-workers. We were on a schedule from 3:30 to midnight, working Sunday through Thursday, off on Fridays and Saturdays, with the same schedule. I purchased a vehicle, but I did not have license.
You don't have a driver's license?
Correct.
And why did you purchase a vehicle?
Basically, the schedule that I had before was from 2 to 10:30.
Yeah.
Which is I was still able to catch the bus. But when the schedule changed, it changed from 3:30 to midnight, I was no longer able to catch the bus.
So you needed the car to get to work, but you would have to find someone else to drive the car.
Correct, until I can go ahead and get my license. I haven't drove in 10 years, so I need to take the driving test again.
I see. So now you have the car. Now what's going on here?
I get a call from a mutual coworker that tells me that Ms. Williams has been renting a rental car for several months and that was getting to be expensive. And why don't I contact her and we could all carpool together? She offered to pay for gas, she offered to pay for maintenance, and she offered to pay for car insurance, and I told her no. I don't want to take advantage of that situation. You can pay just for gas and we can carpool together because you live 7 or 8 minutes away from me.
You own the car. You agreed to pay for the maintenance of the car, and you agreed to drive the car and pay for the gas. And what about insurance?
I pay the insurance.
You pay the insurance. What kind of insurance? Liability?
Liability.
Liability insurance. Okay. And where is the car kept? Well, I guess it's kept where you are because you have to drive over to get her.
On the weekends, I had a rental car, so it's just to go back and forth
Just to go
work.
back, that was the arrangement.
Her car was already had wear and tear, so and it's not my car, and I want to be able to go where I want to go when I want to go.
Okay. Now, what happened on the night of the? Why are you suing her for this amount of money for damages?
On the second week is when it happened. That Sunday we rode together, that Monday we rode together, that Tuesday we got off at midnight.
And what happened?
It was raining, and we were on the expressway, and when we were on the expressway, it felt like when we was going through the loop, we was on a roller coaster. As soon as we came out the loop, the car did a 360 and hydroplane against the guardrail. It hit the front of the car, and I have a video. It hit the back of the car,
Let's take a look at the video. Okay, so this is like going around a circle?
Yes.
And
she was doing 68, as she told the police. And when we came out the circle, it just hydroplaned and it hit the guardrail. The back of the car shattered in pieces.
And you were sitting in what?
Passenger
Passenger
side.
seat. Were you hurt?
I went to the emergency room right after, and then I have my proof of paperwork of that too.
Let me hear from you.
Before I drove, someone else drove her car before me and had an accident. She had a previous friend that drove and got the car, hit a tractor trailer or something. The back left was already dented and the tires were scrubbing on the back left.
And what is your role here?
My husband was there. He was the one that told her, hey, you need to get these tires fixed. She on the right side, the first and the back. And she got frustrated. She was like, I don't even want to talk about it right now. It's giving me a headache. Turn the radio up. He was letting her know, because he rode at first to see if I was safe to be in there.
Okay, this was like the first week.
Yes.
Okay,
So
on the day of, the night of the accident, the police came.
When the police came, I told the policeman what speed I was going, because I seen what I was doing. I do it all the time. That's how I go home.
Yeah.
He was explaining the balding tires along with the speed at the time with the weather.
Yep.
That was a bad combination.
Yeah.
Okay. I drive that way all the time. So had there been, the tires have not been neglected, because both of them were bald.
All right.
When I hit the puddle, I already felt a little shaking. So that's why, because I was actually going a little faster than that, but I slowed down because it started to rain. And I did.
You got a ticket, as I understand it. Tell me if I'm wrong. You've got 3 separate tickets.
Yes.
One for bad tires.
Yes. One for
One
failure.
for failure to maintain the lane, and one for driving too fast for the condition.
Yes.
And we'll get to the bad tires in a moment. But it clearly was too fast for the conditions.
Right.
And under the agreement you two had,
I agreed to pay for the half of the amount of the car that she said she paid for. She said she paid $900 for a car. And I said, I will take half responsibility because I was driving, but it's still her car. She should have had the tire. She should have had the tires done like she said, because she told me make sure I had the gas and everything. I didn't think things through at the time. I wanted to help. Even still after the accident, I said, I'm still going to take you to work. I still rented the car and was still taking her to work with no charge or anything. I was at the moment, I just wanted to solve things. I wanted, at the time it happened, I was like asking if she was okay. She didn't even care if I was okay. The first thing she was like was, where's my phone and my car? I'm like, my life, your life. I'm thankful to be here to even speak, you know what I'm saying? How you acting like this, like be human.
Under the agreement, as you're all explaining it to me, you were in charge of the maintenance of the car, because it was your car. You were in charge of the driving part, the gas, etc.
Yes.
So here's the deal. Looking at these tickets, there are 2 causes of this accident. Part is the bald tires. She got a ticket for bald tires, so the police officer obviously thought that was a factor. Since she's only been driving for 2 weeks, I am going to conclude that tires don't go bald in just 2 weeks. That part was your responsibility. It's not the only thing, but that part, the bald tires, which contributed to this accident, was your responsibility. For you, driving too fast for the conditions, failing to keep control of the vehicle. So, you are suing for several items here. First, the cost of the vehicle has been totaled, right?
Correct.
Do I have any receipts for any of this?
For the total of the vehicle?
Yeah, you come here with a lawsuit. Do you have the receipt?
It's at the junkyard. I mean, the car wouldn't even turn over. The car...
I understand, but if you're filing a suit and you want me to give a monetary award, then I have to see something which tells me how much you should be getting.
I do have the Blue Book value.
Between $1,000 and $2,500. For damages, you are suing for $505 in damages. Receipts for that?
That is for the 2 days I missed at work, also my filing fee, and my cell phone. My cell phone got cracked in the accident.
The court is based on proof, and you're showing up without receipts is inexcusable. I am awarding the plaintiff half the cost of the car, which we determined $2,500, so $1,250. I'm not going to give anything on the car damages because the actual car damages you didn't bring receipts for, and emotional distress I'm going to dismiss. On the countersuit of the defendant, I am awarding the defendant only 1/3 of the traffic violation because 1/3 was her responsibility, the bald tires, but 2/3 was your responsibility. So when I deduct what you get because of 2/3 of the traffic tickets, with the offset, judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $1,130.
Thank you.
I think that this has been a very great learning experience. It definitely has changed my life.
I should have kept my rental car. Where it was safe, where all my tires were legit.